What's up, everybody? This is Jay, and this is my recap for the episode 8, the season finale of The Deuce. Remember to support my work on Patreon and also on PayPal. You can click the links in the right hand corner or below, and also subscribe to my channel. And let's get into it now. This is the season finale of The Deuce. It was, a bittersweet ending. The way it started off, you see the masturbatory is getting fired up, and first person to check it out was Frankie, and he has a little joke he wants to play, so he gave that guy a reel he wants to put in there to play. And so when Big Mike walks in, he says, "Hey man, this is all because of your vision, so it's up to you to have the first crack at it. It's only right, it's only fair that you be the first one to take a look. Here, come on in this one. It's all ready for you, man. I want you to go ahead, check it out, and have a good time." And then he goes in there and he plays it. And the next thing you know, he sees a movie and he says, "Hey, you got you all hot and bothered right now, doesn't it, huh? I know it do." And Big Mike, he starts to smile right there. And at first I thought they might have played some other type of a movie in there, but instead it was a cartoon. I thought they may have been playing Hide the Hot Dog or something in there, or riding a baloney pony. But instead he put on a cartoon for them. Next they show the guys, they count the money, the coins, and you see Super Mario and Candy, and they walking in. And then he's telling them about how he doesn't just pour all the money in at once. Now they separated from each movie, each machine, and now they know what movie and what machines, how much they make. And he's saying, hey, lesbian movies make the most money, and also interracial movies make the most black guy with a white girl. And he was saying, do you know why? And Candy was saying, Super Mario said, I don't know. And Candy said, yeah, I know, I'll take a crack at it, because everybody want to see that women want it just as much as men. They want to know that, hey, we'll even do the dog or the cat while you gone. That's how much we want it. And old boy say, oh, okay, I see why you brought her. Yeah, I know what's up with her. She's something else. And so Super Mario just smiled. He feel like he working on getting him a little piece from Candy pretty soon. He want a little piece of candy for Halloween. And so Candy is just sitting there and she's smiling or whatever. Meanwhile, we see the pimp crew sitting at the table reminiscing on Reggie Love, and now they all talking about his stable and which one of his stallions they each gonna get. And you see Rodney talking about he like old strung out girl, and he's saying, yeah man, she got a problem on that horse. He like, yeah, I'll tame that horse. Then they get on the Shay, old Snagglepuss, and Rodney was saying, I could never get into it, man, with that hole in the fence. And when he said that, everybody started laughing. They say, man, you crazy, man, the gap, man, that's sexy, bro. She like that model that's out that's right now. And then they started laughing, and he say, yeah, you think so? And they're like, yeah, man, it's just that Reggie Love had it wrong in how to present her. And Cece was saying they should have presented her like she was some type of country girl or some girl straight out off the bus type thing. And that's when Larry was like, yeah, I'll let you have her, man. I already got 3 girls. 4 is too much trouble. And so Rodney and everybody was reminiscing on Reggie Love and how he died right there. And they said he kept on talking all the way down to the morgue. And so back at the newsroom, we see Sheba Baby talking to her boss, trying to get her story published. And he's giving her a hard time, saying, hey, I can't put all of that stuff in there about the cops unless you name names and have sources. And she's saying, well, without all that stuff, it's just a puff piece. There's no point in even having it out there. He like, hey, you wrote the hell out of it, so I'm going to put it in there. At first, we wasn't going to put it in there at all, so consider it a win. So deep down, she's still salty because she wanted everything in there, expose them. Back at Officer Goodfro and his partner, they are discussing. He's telling them, hey man, we need to be cool, man. It's about to be some changes going on. He's trying to give them a heads up. And then the 2 crooked officers walk in that's been shaking everybody down. They say, man, ain't no branch too small. And they shake down everybody for protection. And he was saying, hey man, it's about to be some changes, man. They're gonna try to cut a lot of stuff, man, and get rid of a lot of people. And he like, oh yeah, you giving me a heads up? He like, I'm just saying. we got to be careful. And he's saying, so what do you think we should do? We should stop taking the money. Like, well, look, we take what come our way, but don't show no initiative. Don't be greedy. Meanwhile, we see that little ceiling with the mirror, and there's Susie from the bar with Rudy Pipolo. He just got through tagging that Butakin. She was so horny, horny, and he putting his clothes on and everything. She got a little money on the side for him and everything. Gave her a little tip, and then he walk out, his little belly poked out, pants tight, feeling good. He got a load off. And there's Frankie and everybody, and they come to find out. He say, hey, you just christened your first VIP room. And so now he's sitting down having a drink, and now they got the VIP section all built. And then that's when they was all talking about the area and everything. And Vinny is so uncomfortable while his brother-in-law was talking about the painting on the wall, and everybody was enjoying themselves. Vinny is just, he don't want to be a part of that. And he was just, complaining and lightweight about how he don't want to be in here, and how it ain't right or whatever the case for him. And everybody was saying like, oh man, you need to loosen up some. We making a lot of money hand over fist. Then the guy next to Rudy, his bodyguard, said, yeah, more like fist over fist, and the beating off motion. And so everybody kind of laughed for a second. And Rudy say, hey man, everything's going good. Here's the money. He drop off a big, nice, fat stash of money for him. He say, hey, you all keep up the good work, and make sure that Susie is always available for me when I come by, and don't let her get no colored guys, because they'll stretch her out. That's the white man's worst nightmare back then, is to have a black dude stretch her out. They couldn't come behind that black Cadillac. And so now they all divvying up the money. He's saying, hey, we done made over 20 grand in the last 4 weeks. With business is good. And then Vinny just hops up and leave. They like, where you going? He like, hey, just bring the money by the bar. And then brother-in-law Bobby, he started making fun of Vinny, saying, yeah, he too good for the coochie trade. And Frankie started laughing or whatever as he counting the money. Then meanwhile, when Vinny gets to the bar, it's a little live band playing back there, and he wasn't expecting that. That's a new aspect of the bar he wasn't expecting. You got Abby taking pictures, want to be a photographer or whatever. Then Vinny is looking around, wondering what in the heck is going on. What is this? And he see everybody dancing. The place is packed. Abby serving drinks. She ain't wearing the leotard like she's supposed to. And then she's pouring the drinks for some of her friends. Vinny, he's asking, Sugar Bear, what's all this? And next thing you know, Abby's pouring drinks for her friends and talking, and they getting together. She asking them what do they think, and Vinny's in the cut watching and everything. And then he see, hey, everybody's having a good time. This may be a good look for the place. We might be able to actually make a lot of money, and this might actually work. Now we see the good fro connection, the fro connection, and they in the bed. They just got through doing the love thing or whatever. And next thing you know, she hit him with the damn piece that she was writing. Of course, after laying that good thing on him, it got him open and more likely to listen. And so she's saying, hey, the piece is good and they gonna publish it, but they took out all the good stuff because we don't have a source. And he looked under the bed and say, well, as you can tell, I ain't your source. And she say, no, but it would be better if we had some names or some type of real information to be able to publish everything. And then she gets a joint and fires up the joint, about to puff pass to Officer Goodfro. And next thing you know, he look at her with that pencil joint and say, what makes you think I won't use my cuffs? And she like, hey, maybe you will. So she been doing that piece so long, she got a little freak in her dang on self. Meanwhile, we see Darlene, and she taking a long, hard look in the mirror inside the whole house, and she walking out, and I guess she getting tired of doing that type of work. She just walking looking like she depressed, and then she stop and listen to her little protege, Tariq girlfriend, Destiny. Then she starting to get the hang of it, and she's sweet talking the old boy to get more money and what she need. And then she walks on by and goes to the living room, and they go Black Frankie sitting there chilling, watching TV and reading a little something. And then next thing you know, she just go and sit down on the couch. It seemed like she was bored. Seemed like she liked being out on the stroll a lot better, where she had more freedom, more control. And it just seemed like she was real unhappy inside the whole house. So I don't know. She seemed like she was contemplating what she was gonna do. Meanwhile, we see back at the movies, Super Mario, he was talking to some girl when Candy walked in, and then they come to find out this girl wants to be in movies. She's watched a movie, she owns a bookstore, and she feels like she want to try to do what they do. And so Candy and Super Mario was talking. He said, yeah, she's an actress as well as my assistant. And so they kind of giving her a lightweight interview, and she's saying, yeah, she want to try it. She thinks she can do some of the stuff. She loved to be in the movies. And so Candy and Super Mario kind of, get a little chuckle, a little surprise, because they surprised themselves that somebody saw the movies and want to be in it. Now we see Vinny, and he's coming home after a long night at work. And there's Abby butt naked in the bed, which I'm sure was a good sight for his sore eyes. And so now he's sitting in the bed, taking his shoes off, looking in the dusty mirror, firing up a cigarette. They smoked a lot of cigarettes back then. And she's smiling or whatever. And he's saying, hey, I brought you some food. Go ahead and eat it before it gets cold. And he's saying, hey, I've been thinking, maybe you all can do that live band thing every Friday or whatever, and I'll give you a third of the take between you and the bartender. And so now he's saying, hey, and also I was thinking, why don't we move in together? We can share space. And she like, well, if we do, what about sleeping with other people? How would that work? And he like, well, if you want to sleep with somebody else, you go ahead and sleep with somebody else. Same for you, same for me. But we just got this place where we rest our heads together, and I'll take out the garbage and stuff. She like, is that right? So you'll take out the garbage? And then he started smiling because he knew he had her right then. And now we go back to the little cute little bookstore mom and bookworm, and they laughing and smiling, saying, yeah, I think this will work out. You'll be good. We'll give it a try. And then Super Mario said, so hey, what do you think? And she like, hey, I mean, I'm surprised. I never expected somebody to want to get into this. She asked her if she was about the life and before, and she was like, no, she was just working in the bookstores. He's like, well, I gotta hire her. She's hot as hell. And he's like, yeah, I see. Maybe we can make something out of this. And so now they thinking about expansion. Meanwhile, we see up top, they're expanding the whole house, and now Rudy Piccolo is saying, hey, we got upstairs, we're gonna have more room, we're gonna make it 3 levels, 1 level just the masturbatories with just the booths for everybody to spend their money, and we're gonna make another level expanded. And then Vinny get upset. He say, you know what, count me out of this, I don't want no part of this. And then he give everybody the F-bomb, and then he said, of course, Mr. Piccolo, with all due respect, before he got too stupid. Meanwhile, we see this guy, and that's come to find out, Candy's brother. And he's got all kind of problems. They did electric shock on him. The daddy then put him in there into some type of mental ward for being gay. And she like, look, times is changing. F dad, you gonna be all right. And so now we see where she gets the softer side for her brother. Meanwhile, Bobby, the brother-in-law, comes into the bar, and he's got his leather on. He got his wife all smiles and got a new ring he bought her and everything she all happy about. He been spending that chickle wisely, and he's kind of telling Vinny, and then the wife tells Vinny, you should check on your wife because she got beat real bad, and it was in front of your kids because she wouldn't wear a certain pair of shoes that this guy she dating got her. And so now Vinny getting pissed, and he's wondering, what, they beat my wife in front of my kids? And she was like, yeah, it was in your house, no doubt too. And so Bobby said, hey man, you should go back with your wife, man, you messed up. And he's like, man, I'm taking advice from you. Oh, wait, I saw when you had that dude when that brought them rings, he had 2 rings you bought. And what you do with the other ring? Give it to that other chick? He like, hey, she's my friend. And he like, yeah, right, your friend. You got some nerve trying to tell me about who I should be with. And then walks away. And Bobby, he kind of get mad and gives the F-bomb under his breath to Vinny. Meanwhile, we see Skeletor and Barbara, she's in the car seat, the driver's seat, watching Larry talk to some dude on the corner. And so when Larry get back in the car, she scoot on over, and Larry saying, yeah, so we got a deal going on. It look like everything gonna be smooth. And she wondering why you didn't come back with the stuff. He like, well, we ain't gonna do it right here. There's a chance of getting pulled over by the cops, but I'm gonna have you do it. And she like, what? And he give her a kiss. He say, you know you my bottom. I'm gonna take care of you. And so now she get in the car and they pull off in the Green Monster and everything. They got a little dope deal coming up. Now we see back at the bar at the hi-hat, Big Mike tell Vinny, come here, it's important, come down in the basement. So Vinny run down in the basement to see what's going on. And in the basement, he's saying, what the hell's going on here? And it's Black Frankie with a gun, and they got Tommy Longo, and they got this other schmo sitting in the chair, and they about to interrogate him. They already been beating the hell out of him. He say this dude has been stealing and skimming money from the machines off the take with Rudy, and he like, man, this is my bar. You can't do this stuff here. Now we cut to CC, and he got his two girls now, and he sitting there drinking, and then he sees some old player from the Himalayas over there at the bar, so he want to excuse himself from the ladies to go holler at old boy. He give him some more money, tell him get another drink. Back at the basement, they got the gun to old boy head about to blow him away, and Vinny is steadily trying to tell him, hey man, don't do that. And Tommy say, wait a minute, what's this drinks right here? And he tell him that's some good drink, some good liquor or whatever. And he like, oh, that's top shelf, move that out the way. He like, all right, now get ready to do it. And then he like, wait a minute, you don't want no 1, 2, 3. He like, what do you think, this the movies? And next thing you know, Black Frankie got the gun pointed and he ready to blast dude brains all over the place. And then Vinny like, hold on, wait. And then old boy starts spilling the beans, saying, hey man, we got the money in the bank over here, we only spent a little bit of it. And then Frankie say, you still want me to do it? Me like, nah, not yet. We're gonna take him to the house, we're gonna learn where he live, we're gonna get the money from him the next day. And so now the guy's like feeling a little better because he ain't dead yet, at least. And so then he say, come on, put the gun away, just take him over there and everything fine. And then Vinny felt a little better because they didn't blow a dude away in the basement of his bar. Meanwhile, we see Cece talking to this old player, and he's reminiscing on the good times or whatever, and he's saying, yeah, you know, it's still good earning out here, just like you taught me. And so old player's like, oh yeah, my time and came and went, man. My damn knees are shot, and you just got to know when it's time to get up off the stage, young man. And he like, look like you got a nice little stable, you doing good for yourself. He like, oh yeah. And then he say, oh, here go my lady right here. And then he got him a little white lady coming in, and he getting ready to pay for his drink. And then Cece say, come on, please. And so then Cece pay for his drink. He straightened up his little suit, put it on his little brim, got it linked to the side like he's singing. And he hop on up. They give each other a little pimp handshake, couple slaps. And then he go and she talking about all the little groceries she bought him and everything. He like, oh, okay, baby, let's go. And Cece is wondering, damn, is that what my life gonna be like when I'm his age? I mean, that's what I got to look forward to. Then he take a look over there at Lori, and then he wondering, damn, is she gonna be my girl when I'm old like that? Taking care of me, buying me some spaghetti and groceries. And so back at the bar, we see Tommy and Vinny having drinks, and then Vinny say, hey, I know I ain't a made guy, right? And he like, nah, you ain't no made guy. He say, but I'm with you, right? He like, yeah, you with me, I got your back, what you need? And so then they cut back over to the Deuce, and they go Thunder. Look at them Thunder thighs, them Thunder cheeks. She got on her little Hostro outfit, and she talking to the guy, the first guy to ever wear a wife beater outside in public, trying to get him to spend a little money on some of that brown sugar. And old boy's scared. He keep walking. She like, all right, baby, come on back now. Yeah. Then so she walking back and forth, trying to sell a little sugar, and then she stopped for a smoke break. She tried to flame it up, getting a little square out. Got her little matches, trying to get a little flick, but you can't get nothing happening with the matches. And then the next thing you know, you see a hand pop out with a lighter, and you got the flame for it. She light it on up, get a little blaze on, and next thing you know, she looked to the side, and it's Officer Goodfro. And she like, oh, okay, how you doing, Officer Austin? Where your shadow at? And he's like, oh yeah, she across the street using John. How you doing? I thought you was inside. What you doing back on the street? She like, well, a lot of guys wasn't picking me too much inside, but out here, people with that kind of taste, they seem to find me. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I think you shouldn't be here. All I ever see is them beautiful eyes. And she like, what? She's surprised. She like, it's been a while since I gave something away. And he like, well, I'm spoken for, at least I think. And she like, oh, okay, well, that's good. I mean, I'll catch you later. I never would have expected you to, how'd you get to be a cop? I never would have expected you, like, to be a cop. And he like, I don't know, but you be safe out here. And she walking away, and she's saying, oh, yeah, I'm all right. And then while he finished talking to her, he see them cops that's doing the take pull up. And so next thing you know, he run across the street real sneaky like, and get into the dashboard and the glove box and take their little ledger where they was writing down all the info of how much everybody owed and what everybody had to pay. And he stick it in the back of his pants, and he walk on off, try to be real smooth with it. He's doing all of that for Sheba baby. He could have got killed by them dudes. Meanwhile, we see Vinny, and he's up at the pool hall, and he's talking to Tommy, and he asking about the crew, and any of them made men. He's like, nah, these dudes ain't real gangsters. Don't worry about it. And so he rolling up his sleeves. He ready to go to work, get into the trenches, and then that's the dude that beat his wife start coming when he walking up. And next thing you know, he hit him with a pool stick right across the head and just straight cold knock him the crap out. Just wow, right between the eyes, literally. And dude go down like a ton of bricks instantly. He didn't know what hit him. And then his boy, he come, everybody getting ready to jump him. And Tommy like, hey, one at a time, fellas, keep it even. And so everybody stopped, and then the guy with the George Jefferson hairdo, he come and try to get some, and he got a mean little look on him. It looked like he could fight or bite the hell out of somebody or something. And he swing with all his might, and Vinny, he ducks. And when he ducks, he gives old boy a nice little gut shot, which knocks the wind out of him. And then he hits him with a uppercut, like Street Fighter, tiger uppercut. Dude falls all out on the floor, knocks his face onto the pool table, and he's out cold. And then everybody else, they decide, you know what, we don't want none of this. And Vinny, he walks away feeling good that he done got a little revenge for his wife. Meanwhile, we see Skeletor Barbara, she walking into the place to do the little transaction, and they got this dude, and she gave him the money, and she like, all right, where's the shit? He like, what? And she like, you supposed to give me the shit. Come on, don't mess around. And so then dude's saying, what are you talking about? He tried to get her to kind of admit to what it is she's looking for. And so then he holds the bag and then makes her have to come over there to get it. And so then she get it, she looks inside, and she's getting ready to walk away, but then as soon as she take like one step, that door open up, and the cops pour in, and next thing you know, she's under arrest. And she's like, damn, she had a feeling something like that was gonna happen. And they saying, hey, she like, just take me downtown, I know all the cops or whatever. They like, nah, this is too much weight, this is fair time. The only way we gonna let you off is if you bring your man up here. Then he's saying, you gonna bring him up here? And then she don't even say a word after that. She just put her head down. She a real G. She a real bottom right there. She hold him up. She wasn't gonna snitch on him and turn him in. Meanwhile, back at the movie set, we see Candy, and everybody is sitting around waiting for Super Mario, and then they get a phone call, and then she says, hey, his car broke down. He got to get it towed. It's going to be a minute before he get back. So everybody just sit tight until he gets here. And so now everybody's sitting around waiting. Now we see back at the bar, Vinny, he's pouring drinks, and Abby happens to see his hands all busted up. And she like, what happened to your hands? He like, I had to beat up this dude. She like, beat him up for what? He's like, for my wife. And she like, what? And he like, well, my ex-wife, whatever the case. And so now she done got put to the test, because now she wondering, oh yeah, you want to live with me, but you still with your wife. And then Crooked Office walks in, and they asking, has he seen the ledger, a little book? They like, no, I ain't seen no book. He asks Abby, she like, no, we ain't seen no book. If we see something, we let you know or whatever. Meanwhile, you see Sheba Baby that came to Officer Goodfro precinct, and she bringing out the ledger, trying to get him to put names on it. He like, what the hell are you doing down here? Don't bring that damn thing out. Keep that put up. And she like, well, I just need you to go on the record and say something. He said this ain't enough. It's just a bunch of numbers that don't make sense. He like, how could that not be enough? That's everything you need. She like, well, I just need names. I just need the officer to go on the record. He like, if I tell him what that means, you gonna leave me out the book? And she didn't have nothing to say. And so he walks off and gets in the car, and she's walking off. And in the meanwhile, the captain has watched the whole damn thing. And so Goodfro gets in the ride. He's ready to go on patrol. And meanwhile, they get another call from Super Mario saying he ain't going to be able to come. He's a little later now because there's some more car trouble. And so he still can't make it. And so now everybody's sitting around. Meanwhile, Candy just so happened to see Darlene, because Darlene, I guess, want to do movies now instead of the whole house. And she got this old pubic hair ass wig she put on, and so she asking her, what's up? I see somebody that don't want to be recognized in the movie. She like, yeah, pretty much. And she like, oh man, F that. Go ahead and be you. Be comfortable. That wig don't look right. And she like, well, I see you got a wig. She like, yeah, but I don't need it. I don't always use it. And so Darlene is looking like, is that right? And so then she take it off, and she actually need to put it back on, because what the hell is she got old slick back, a pimp named Slickback on the top of her head. I don't know what that is. All that hair she normally has, she need to put that old wig back on. And so now everybody is getting ready to just chill and wait for Super Mario. Now they see the cops, they back at the precinct when the captain pulls Goodfro to the side, Austin. And he's saying, hey, Goodfro, what is it that you expecting to get to? Is it something I need to know? I want a clean house, but we need to keep all our dirt inside. You got it? He like, yes, sir. And so he say, is there a place you want to be when this dust settles? He like, Detective Bureau. And he was about to say some more, and then old boy just walked away. So I guess he gonna make him a detective for keeping it 100 with him. Meanwhile, Candy decided to start doing the directing, and the show must go on. So Super Mario, he's not there, but Candy's gonna fill in his place. Then she's saying, hey, we should start with the man taking the thing into her, and that's how the action should be. We've been starting with the woman, and we've been missing out on the whole, plot of the story. If we show him going into her, then that would be better. Next thing you know, Super Mario appears. You know how Super Mario got powers, and then he's saying, hey, you talking about Hitchcock way of filming. And she like, oh, okay. He like, except this time you using it with, sausages and buns. And he then tells her, when we finish up, we can go to this movie premiere for this first movie. It's going to be a big showing and everything. So then we see Larry walking with Cece down the street. He got the first Tupac leather from All Eyes on Me, and he walking and they talking, and he's telling her about how Barbara got locked up and they want 4 G's or whatever, and to get her out on bail, and Cece talking him out of doing it. Meanwhile, we see Candy, and she's on the way home, I guess, to change and get ready to go with Super Mario to this premiere for this movie. And then she sees Thunder Thighs Ruby, so she screams out the window, hey, Ruby, Ruby baby, hey, Ruby, what's up? And Ruby in the zone. She ain't thinking about nobody screaming her name. She trying to go ahead and make that money, getting into this car and let them Thunder Thighs put the thunderclap on this dude's wiener. And so she screams her name, and then she never looks back or turns, and so she just smiles. And Ruby actually saved her life by introducing her to Super Mario. Otherwise, she'd still be walking the streets doing the same damn thing. And so the cab driver asked her, do you want to get out right here? And she like, nah, I'll just keep going. and she roll the window up and keep it moving. Meanwhile, we see the officer, good fro couples, they in there arguing, and then Sheba baby get out, and she all pissed, upset, hurt, and walking away, and he's sitting there looking kind of pissed. And then when his partner get in, he said, "Man, you tipped off the captain of what was going on." He said, "Man, only to help you, brother, only to help you." And then we see Thunder Thigh's belly filled with man-made mayo, and it's looking real gross. And so she wipe it out, empty out that donut hole. And next thing you know, she looking in the mirror, fixing her boobs, and she see old boy going in her purse, taking the money out. And she like, "What you doing?" He like, "I didn't like it, so I get my money back." Like it's a money back guarantee. She like, "You better put my money back before I tell my man." He like, "Go ahead, tell your man, that coon with the processed hair." And then she looked back like, "How you know who my man is?" She like, "You know what? Go ahead, take it, get out of here." And so as the guy was leaving, she was kind of scared, had a little fear in her heart, and he was like, "See you later, Thunder Thighs." And she was like, "My name is Ruby." And the guy turned around after she said, "My name is Ruby," which kind of pissed him off, I guess. And next thing you know, and he looks like one of the cops, the crooked officers. And he just charges her like a Dick Buckus or something. And she's screaming and everything. And he pushes her out the damn window. And she's up on like the third or fourth floor. And she falls out the window, and you can hear the thunder crash. Then you see Super Mario at the world premiere with Candy, and they, rubbing elbows with all the people of the trade. Candy is all happy, it's never been to nothing like this. She feel like a little movie star. They go to the little VIP area. They on the steps. He say, "Hey, that girl right there, she the star of the show." They flew her in first class and everything. And then you see Cece and Lori, and they getting ready to walk into the VIP area, but they don't have no tickets. And the guy said, "Hey, you got a ticket?" And Cece like, "Oh no, she's an actress." And he like, "That's fine, but we need a ticket." So Cece snap off, tell dude F him or whatever the case, and takes Lori, and they walk off. And so Lori, she looking like she don't want to leave, but she got to follow what her man say. And she's still dragging, trying to see what's going on. She really wanted to be a part of that. She looking at the main lead actress in white, and everybody taking pictures. And she like, "Cece, where you going? You don't want to see the rest of the movie? Like, see another, F movie? No, let's go." And so she was standing there looking up at the marquee, and he like, "Hey, B, let's go." And so now she come following along, and the name of the movie was Deep Throat. They was watching Deep Throat. And so then we see Officer Goodfro, and he's at the scene of Thunder Thighs where the thunder strike. And he's seeing everybody, and it was right above the hi-hat bar, and Vinny talking about how the awning got messed up and what they need to repair, and Abby got pissed. We see her man Rodney, he was looking, and the officers pushed her away. Here comes Cece, he like, "Damn, she was that big of a hurry, she could have took the stairs." He making a joke about it. Austin said, "What you say?" He like, "She should have took the stairs," and he just punched Cece in the gut real hard, made him cough all that square about and there's Ruby laying dead. Thunder is over, and she's dead. That's a shame. That was sad to see her die. I liked her as a character. Meanwhile, Abby is getting all on, Vinny inside the bar saying he was cold-hearted. And he like, "No, I liked her, but you got to understand, this the Deuce. Things happen. It's not that I wanted that to happen." She like, "That, he like, see her dead, Ruby." She like, "Oh, okay." He like, "Man, this is sad things they go through." And next thing you know, we see Skeletor, Barbara. She's inside the prison, and she's having a hard time. She trying to adjust. And we see Larry. He's sitting there reminiscing probably of the good old days when he had his stable intact, making money, and Leon's and everything, and things is changing. He all alone now. We see the tricks of the trade. That was the story they published, but she not satisfied because it don't have the names named, and it don't have all the expose she wanted. We see Officer Austin, and he's sitting with the good old boys as always, and he's just getting tired of that. There's Bobby, and he got his little side piece that he been caking up, saving for himself, and now we see he actually is messing around, cheating on his wife, and he getting ready to go into the back room to let off a little steam at work, and we see she liking him too because he been caking her up. We also see Lori, and she been getting that booger sugar going with Cece, and we see her plate is full right there, and got a little nose burn right there. That booger sugar was strong back in the 70s, and her and Cece, they all laid up just. And as we all know, cocaine is a hell of a drug. And we see Melissa, she looking like she was bored. Meanwhile, we see Darlene, and she's starting to get more comfortable in the movie biz. And we see also Vinny laid up with Abby, and look like he happy, but then also confused, contemplating where's his life about. And then we see Destiny, and now she's the pro at the whole house now, and she's getting the rubbers from the other girl, and she's talking to the John. We see her go into the room, and she's saying, "Hey, let me see your thing. Make sure you ain't got no drip. I have to follow the drip, and making sure everything is running smooth." It sounds like she's a well-oiled pro now. And so in the end, hope you enjoyed the video. Follow me on Instagram at Jaymoorereviews, Facebook, Jaymoorereviews, Twitter, JStradama78, PayPal at you can donate to the cause at Jaymoorereviews at PayPal. Click the link below. Also, you can hit me up with voicemail or text at 773-676-2699. And also support me at Patreon, where just a small donation allows me to continue to do the work, and appreciate all your support. It allows me to make videos full time and provide you with the content that you all like. Also, check out these other videos. Enjoy these. You may find something you wasn't knowing was out there or you missed. And also, thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment, share, like, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.